Okay. So we are in Easington Colliery, and the reason why it's here is of course sort of the mine that was they built the mine, the shaft, which was in 1911, and in the course of about 10 years the village blossomed. So many houses were built for the miners, and then in addition to that we also had the institute, the working men's clubs, the schools and the churches. So it became a really thriving community over a very short period of time. You could argue, in fact, it was almost like a new town that was created in this space in a matter of about 10 to 15 years. And the reason, like I say, why it's here is because of the coal. So in 1993, when the coal mine was closed, the raison d'etre, if you like, the reason why it was here had gone. So since that time, it's actually been a very difficult time for the people of Easington Colliery. And coming out of here, we've had this really beautiful film, actually. Billy Elliot was created in the year 2000 by Richard Curtis, but it does sort of show how difficult it is when the reason for a place is no longer there, how difficult it is for many of the people who are living there today. And if I walk down the main street, the High Street, Seaside Lane, you will see, unfortunately, a number of shuttered shops. I mean, you could argue actually that is very similar in many of the towns up and down the United Kingdom, but I think it's particularly hard felt here in Easington Colliery when the coal mine went in 1993. When the mine goes in 1993, it was obviously a very, very difficult time with unemployment, etc. But you find that the people here do become very resilient, and it's their camaraderie that came out of the coal mine in the period where they are really brought together means that they're going to go on and be very positive. So although maybe it's very difficult time economically, they do have this wonderful environment in which they can go and enjoy the coast and the cliffs and the sea air. So it can be very positive from that point of view, and of course they've got this very sort of strength in their own community and that legacy coming back from the coal mining period. So the people here are very proud of this legacy that came from the mine when it started in 1911, right the way up for 70 years until it closed in 1993. It's 80 years. Yeah. So if you come down to Easington Colliery and you take a walk, you'll find if you come down to Easington Colliery, you almost certainly will meet a former coal miner, like we did when we were walking. He was very, very friendly, and he was saying that, you know, it took 2 hours to get to the coal face. So it's going to be, even though there's still literally, you know, hundreds of, maybe millions of tons of coal still in the ground under the sea, it's never really going to be economically viable to bring that coal up, and that's why it closed, to be honest. And you could argue, of course, that we should really be moving into a carbon neutral period anyway, but you know, the coal miners really proud of their legacy, very proud of the fact that they had this very sort of close-knit community for a very long time, and although it is difficult now with the sort of lack of sort of jobs, they still feel very, very sort of strong together here in Easington Colliery.